ECNIC meeting held with Chief Advisor in the chair. The Council approves 22 projects with an outlay of 46,419 crore and 66 lakh taka. CEC directs field administration to ensure rule of law criminals will not be spared, warns AMM Nasiruddin. Election vibe across the country centering 13th National Parliamentary Election. Candidates collecting nomination form with festive mode. BNP is in agreement with Jamiatul Ulama Islam on 4 parliamentary seats. Mirza Fakhrul warns rebel candidates. Tribunal make directives to start trial against 17 including Hasina on forced disappearance and torture case in TFI cell during fascist regime. DNP's detective branch arrests 9 more persons centering attack and arson on the Daily Prothom Alu and the Daily Star. Chilling cold in the northern districts affecting public life. Russian missile and drone attack in Ukraine, 3 killed. And Spain and Argentina are on top of FIFA ranking, Bangladesh 180th. Assalamu alaikum. This is Faria Dilshadmo welcoming all to News at 10. Those are the highlights, now the news in details. The Executive Committee of the National Economic Council ECNIC today approved a total of 22 development projects with a total estimated cost of 46,419 crore and 66 lakh taka. The approval came at an ECNIC meeting held at the NEC conference room in the city's Sher Bangla Nagar area with Chief Advisor and ECNIC Chairperson Professor Dr. Muhammad Yunus in the chair. Advisors concerned attended the meeting while Planning Commission members and secretaries concerned were present. The approved projects are the development of a connecting road from the Kornufuli Tunnel Anwara to the Chattogram Cox's Bazar National Highway up to Gachbari, upgrading the hilly land port Dugdugi Ghoraghat National Highway in Dinajpur along with reconstruction of narrow and dilapidated culverts and construction of rigid pavement and drains in market areas, first revised land acquisition and utility relocation support for the 4-laning of the Dhaka Kachpur Sylhet district for water logging mitigation, safe water supply and infrastructure development in Sylhet City Corporation, the climate resilient and livelihood enhancement project, development of important rural infrastructure in Potuakhali district and widening and strengthening of key Upazila and Union roads in the Sylhet division, revised infrastructure development of Mongla Commander Flotilla West, infrastructural development of the Army Institute of Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation in Sava, the modernization and expansion of Eastern Refinery Limited. The committee approved the revised reconstruction project of the Destitute Children Training and Rehabilitation Center at Konabari in Gazipur, the education and research capacity building project of the National Institute of Advanced Nursing Education and Research, the development of Haji Muhammad Danish Science and Technology University, and the 3rd revision of the Bangladesh University of Professionals Development Project, sustainable water management of the Kornufuli River and its linked rivers Kachalong, Rakhayang and Shaluk in Rangamati Hill District, urgent maintenance and rehabilitation of the Ganga's Kobadak irrigation project, development of the Surma-Kushtara River Basin for flood control and integrated water resources management first phase. The proposed second revision of the disaster risk management enhancement project. Additionally, ECNEC approved the Sustainable Agricultural Development Project in the Bogura Agricultural Region and the second phase Darul Arkam Islamic Education Management and Consolidation Project under the Religious Affairs Ministry. Besides, the ECNEC meeting was also apprised about 10 projects which were earlier approved by the planning advisor. Of the total project cost, 30,482 crore and 49 lakh taka will be financed from the government exchequer, while 1,689 crore and 61 lakh taka from project loans and 14,247 crore and 56 lakh taka from the concerned organization's own funds. Among the approved projects, 14 are new, 5 are revised and 3 involve extensions of project tenure. The country's electoral system has been destroyed through staged elections and collusion. Expressing hope for holding a fair and credible election by restoring the rule of law and removing all allegations, Chief Election Commissioner CEC AMM Nasiruddin made these remarks. He said this in the morning at the Election Commission building in Agarga at the start of an exchange of views meeting on election management with returning officers and field administration officials ahead of the referendum and the 13th National Parliamentary election. The meeting was attended by the Senior Secretary of the Ministry of Public Administration, Divisional Commissioners, Police Commissioners, Regional Election Officers, DCs and SPs. The CEC said the Election Commission wants to demonstrate what the rule of law truly means this time. At the meeting, he instructed the field administration to ensure the rule of law in order to remove the stigma of flawed elections. He also issued a stern directive that the law is equal for all and that no one will be spared if they commit crimes. Mentioning that the nation is passing through a critical period, the CEC said that failure to fulfill the responsibilities entrusted at this crucial moment would make it impossible to answer to future generations. At the exchange of views meeting, Election Commissioner retired Brigadier General Abul Fazal Muhammad Sanaullah said that candidates are currently complying with the Code of Conduct more than any other time. He noted that at this critical juncture for the nation, the officials present today have been entrusted with significant responsibilities. Abul Fazal Muhammad Sanaullah called on them to carry out these responsibilities properly, adding that remarkable work is being done at the field level. On the 10th day of submitting nomination forms for the 13th National Parliamentary election, today, Dr. Zahidul Islam of the National Citizen Party NCP and Muhammad Abul Kalam Azad of the Janotar Dal collected nomination papers for Dhaka 4, while SM Shahriar collected a nomination form for Dhaka 5 from the Dhaka Divisional Commissioner's Office. So far, a total of 90 candidates have collected nomination papers for 13 constituencies of Dhaka. The Jamiatul Ulama Islam has reached a seat-sharing agreement with the BNP in 4 constituencies. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said at a press conference today at the BNP Chairperson's political office in Gulshan, Dhaka. He said the party would take action if any BNP member contests as a rebel candidate. Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir also said that the country is going through a severe transition period and that certain individuals and groups are engaged in dangerous conspiracies to obstruct the transition. At the briefing, BNP Standing Committee member Salahuddin Ahmed said that if the BNP comes to power, no law conflicting with the Quran and Sunnah will be enacted. He added that graduates of Qawmi madrasas would be given priority in recruitment as religious teachers and that imams and muezzins would receive special allowances. International Crimes Tribunal 1 has ordered the start of trial after framing former charges against ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 16 others, including former and serving army officers, in a crimes against humanity case over enforced disappearances and torture at the TFI cell during the Awami League's regime. The three-member tribunal bench led by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Muzumdar passed the order today. The prosecution's opening statement and examination of witnesses will begin on 14th of December. Besides Sheikh Hasina, the accused include her, the then military advisor Tariq Ahmed Siddiq, former Home Minister Zaman Khan Kamal, and 14 former and serving army officers. In the case over enforced disappearances, 10 army officers were produced before the tribunal this morning amid tight security. Meanwhile, in another crimes against humanity case involving 3 charges including enforced disappearance and extrajudicial killings, the same tribunal had set January 4 for a hearing on the framing of charges against former army officer Ziaul Ahsan. The tribunal took cognizance of the charges against him on 17th of December. On the other hand, cross-examination of the investigation officer was held in the case over the killing of 7 people, including the burning of 6 bodies in Ashulia during the July mass uprising. Besides, the tribunal recorded the remaining deposition today of investigation officer Ruhul Amin in the case over the killing of Abu Said of Rangpur, the first martyr of the July mass uprising. Meanwhile, witness examination was held today in a case filed against 4 accused, including Mahbubul Alam Hanif, over the killing of 6 people in Kushtia. Detective Branch of Dhaka Metropolitan Police has arrested 9 more people in connection with the attack, vandalism, arson and looting at the offices of Daily Prothom Alo and the Daily Star. DMP Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Talib Rahman confirmed the information today. He said the detective branch arrested the 9 suspects during operations linked to the attack and arson at the offices of Prothom Alo and the Daily Star. Earlier, 17 people had been arrested in the same case. 2 separate cases have been filed with Tejka police station over the attack, vandalism, looting and arson at the 2 newspaper offices. In one case, 500 unidentified individuals have been listed as accused, while the other case listed 400 unidentified suspects. Inqilab Moncho leaders and his family members, as well as students and people, vote to be on the street until the trial of the killing of Shahid Sharif Usman Hadi take place. They also vote to continue the fight against hegemony and to build a Bangladesh based on Insaf, as hoped by Shahid Sharif Usman Hadi until their last breath. Inqilab Moncho member secretary Abdullah Al-Jabir read out the Shahidi Shapoth at a gathering in front of National Museum in the capital this afternoon. The father took a vow to work actively to build a Bangladesh free from enforced disappearance, killing and violence. Besides, they added, the ruler must be accountable. Inqilab Moncho member secretary Abdullah Al-Jabir has called for ensuring the trial through speedy trial tribunal by investigating Hadi's killing in cooperation with foreign intelligence agencies within 30 working days. At this time, he also called for spreading the message and struggle of Shahid Sharif Usman Hadi through graffiti and wall writings on December 24 and December 25 and through social media. The Foreign Ministry today summoned Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh Pranay Verma to convey Dhaka's grave concern over recent security incidents targeting Bangladesh's diplomatic and consular premises in India. The ministry raised the issue of regrettable incidents outside the perimeter of the Bangladesh High Commission and the residence in the New Delhi on December 20, as well as vandalism at the Bangladesh Visa Center in Shiliguri on December 22 by extremist elements. The Foreign Ministry in a statement said Bangladesh also expressed deep concern over violent protests staged outside the premises of the different diplomatic missions of Bangladesh in India. It said Bangladesh condemns such acts of premeditated violence or intimidation against diplomatic establishments, which not only endanger the safety of diplomatic personnel but also undermine the principles of mutual respect and values of peace and tolerance. The Bangladesh government called upon the Indian government to conduct a thorough investigation into the incidents, to take all necessary measures to prevent the recurrence of such acts and to ensure safety and security of Bangladesh's diplomatic missions and related facilities in India. Bangladesh expected that Indian government will immediately take appropriate steps in accordance with its international and diplomatic obligations to safeguard the dignity and security of the diplomatic personnel and establishments. Now moving on to international news.